Hello, my name is Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. I am now 20 weeks pregnant with surrogate baby number 3, which is crazy, and my last update was week 16, so this is 17, 18 and 19, so it's 3 weeks in one. In a way it's good because it's pretty much been very much samey for the last few weeks, so it's not like I have to put masses of information in this video and it ends up being 4 hours long and everyone wants to like kill me by the end of it. You should be fine. So basically I ended up not doing the updates because I was trying to do Veda. That failed. There will be a chatty update at some point in the week. I was thinking of Monday, but then I've got my scan Monday, so I'm not sure how my schedule's going to go. But yeah, look out for that if you want to catch up with what's going on in life. But pregnancy wise, I said we're 20 weeks, halfway mark. Really sort of like impressive. It's flown past. Oh, I know I've said that every week, but it really has flown past. But everything's good. I think maybe being plus size, obese, whatever, however you want to write this up, is possibly having a bit of an effect on my feeling of her movements. I'm not sure. I feel her every day, but I haven't sort of established a pattern with her yet. And I don't know if that's down to the fact that I'm fatty or if it's just that she doesn't have necessarily a pattern yet because it's still quite early. But I'm not going to worry too much about having specific patterns and feeling her every day until about 24 weeks. Obviously if I didn't feel her, I would check in with the doctor. If I had any concerns, I'd ring out the midwife. As I've said 10 times before, Dopplers are not a fail-safe. If you're concerned, always ring your midwife or a medical professional to double check, but it's something that I do tend to do, and as long as I then feel her generally afterwards, then I'm fine. But if I had any concerns, I'd ring the midwife, but nothing enough to worry me. I think it is just that I am fatty McFatpants, so I don't necessarily feel every movement behind my 2 inches of blubber on my bump, which I will show at the end if all goes well. So everything's fine. I haven't had any nausea since the week 17 when I did Veda. If anyone saw Veda videos of my when we were on holiday and stuff, I did daily videos, and I did get quite sick that week on occasion, but it pretty much seemed to be, I don't know if it was a mix of the sea air and travelling, but I got quite sick, and a couple of times I've been a bit sicky since, but I haven't like been throwing my guts up or feeling ridiculously nauseous all the time, so it hasn't really been too much of an issue, just a little bit, which is my normal. I'm still a bit tired, but I've started to have issues with my pelvis, and that's the main reason I'm tired at the point. Definitely have the SPD back. I'm actually quite sad. I'm trying not to be like ridiculous about it, but it's actually quite I don't know, it's hard to explain. When you've had SPD and you've been in absolute agony, and I'm not even kidding. I mean, I've given birth without painkillers 5 times. I know what pain is. I'm sure there's worse pains in the world. I'm not trying to have an argument with anyone. I've had kidney stones, one of which, well, the only kidney stone I've ever had in pregnancy was with Alice, and I actually ruptured my ureter. It was so big, I was peeing blood. So I get that. I've had that. I haven't had my gallbladder have it issues. I've never had my, so maybe that pain's worse. I'm not trying to discount anyone, but I'm just saying, like, labour pretty blinking hurts, and passing a 38.5 centimetre head through your vagina after a 40-minute labour is quite possibly my personal definition of agony. And even I can say after that, the pelvic pain is agony. It may not be quite that level of agony, but it's really not that far off it. And that's gonna just constantly be an issue. I mean, it's not constantly, like right now, I'm not in like agony, but if I walk any length, it hurts, and I can't sleep at night because the back pain, I have the pelvic pain at the front and the back, but with the last one, my pelvis tilted, and it caused problems, and I'm getting restless legs, like really badly. I cannot stay in the bed, I cannot lay down, I have to get up and walk around the house, and I generally don't fall asleep until the early hours, which I'd said before, but it's really starting to get at me a little bit now. So I've went and got a few more Lush bits when I was on holiday, because that's my excuse, gonna have Lush bath because I cannot sleep, and that just makes everything so much harder in life. Like, everything is harder when you're tired, and I do struggle with that, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not every single night. It's turning into every single night, and I am a bit concerned that for the next quite literally 20 weeks I'm not going to be sleeping, and that is going to suck massively. And obviously the SPD is going to get worse as the pregnancy goes on, so I need to find one of my support bands. I've got no idea where they are. I think I'm going to have to purchase a new one. But I've got a midwife appointment when I'm 27 weeks pregnant. That is my next appointment, so I will mention it then and see if I can get a referral to the physiotherapist or something if it's bad, because I think by then I'm going to be struggling to function on some days. This should be fun. I don't want to go back on crutches, but ow, and I am slightly scared, but that is the only thing. The dogs are having, I feel really terrible, but they're chihuahuas, so it's not the end of the world. They're having shorter walks, they're like 20 minutes rather than an hour, which isn't going to damage them. Worst case scenario, I'll take them out for 10 minutes and then I'll get George, who's that bit older at 12, to sort of walk with them around the estate for like 10-15 minutes after school or something. So I'm trying to get into the routine of doing the school run, dropping the kids off, coming back, taking the dogs for like just a 10-minute saunter at the minute, getting all my bits and pieces done in the house before I start work, because obviously I do work, and then getting George to do it again in the evening. And I think that's gonna sort of help, because I'll have done a bit of activity in the morning, and then when I go and pick the kids up, I've got a bit of walking then. I wish I could take the dogs to school, but I don't want to tie them up and leave them, 2 cute little chihuahuas outside of school. I just worry that that's gonna cause problems. But I'm waffling on massively about this, but that's pretty much it. I haven't got any other complaints. Baby seems fine, it's just the pelvic problem, and if anyone's ever had SPD or tilted pelvis or restless legs or whatever, you know what I'm going through, and I've got to go and get some tonic water. I'm desperately going to go and get either bitter lemon or tonic water. I think tonic water is probably better, less sugars, because, you know, fat, let's not give the kid diabetes. In doing my blood sugars, I brought myself a second blood monitor because my husband's diabetic and we owned one anyway, and unfortunately we can't find it for love nor money, so I ordered a new one because he is using it. So I'm hoping the doctor doesn't want to see the averages, because when I've done it, I've taken pictures on my phone. I'm like, actually, I cannot have gestational diabetes, because they always, anyone again that's plus size, you always get the comments, oh, well, clearly you're going to get gestational diabetes, and it's really hard to not cry out of frustration. But basically, this is mine. I'm going to hold it here actually because focusing issues. If you can't see, it says 4.1, and this was me 2 hours after I'd eaten. So when I got up oh no, sorry, the 4.1 was first thing in the morning, and that was a couple hours after I'd eaten, and that's a 4, you know. So I'm just like, it's clearly, I haven't got like high blood sugars, whereas my husband doesn't, and he's an 8 something. So if he does the averaging on there, he'll be like, well, you've been lying about your blood sugars. I'm like, no, it's my husband's, because he is like around 8 to 12 on average a lot of the time, bless him. And he doesn't really eat much sugar, and I think in a way that helps me because we don't buy massively sugary things in this house. So as long as I resist the urge to eat an entire packet of midget gems, unless like hormonal rage comes over me, I inhale a bar of Galaxy, which is probably more likely, I would imagine my blood sugars will be okay. I do tend to eat sweets on movie night with the kids, so I'm trying to cut back on that, and I've got cheese and crackers and stuff because I'm more of a savoury person if I do need to have a snack. But again, that's quite high fat, so I should probably stop doing that because I'm already obese Mary over here. So whatever, I think I might really, I don't know, I'm just keeping a track on things and hoping for the best. But this is probably ridiculously long, so I'm going to shut up, I'm going to get off, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.